All right, welcome everybody to the August 18th Administrative Services Committee meeting. Our first item is to approve the minutes from, let's say 6/16?
Yep. I'll make a motion.
Got a motion to approve.
Second.
We got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Privilege of the floor. Is there anybody here to speak to administrative services? Seeing no one, we'll close the privilege of the floor. Proposed resolution number 1, amend resolution 139-17, government reduction initiative plan for Chautauqua County has been pulled.
Mr. Chairman, the county executive requested that it be withdrawn
Or
because,
withdrawn, I'm sorry.
because he's going to amend it and present it next month.
Perfect. Thank you, Pierre. That takes us, we'll begin with proposed resolution number 2, authorizing 2026 levy of participant share of Chautauqua County self-insurance plan, workers' compensation costs.
Hello, Kitty Crow, Director of Finance. This is our annual resolution to set the participant plan rates for the workers' comp plan. For anyone who needs a refresher, the county administers a municipal-wide workers' comp plan. All the costs are flow through our MS fund, and these are the charges to all the plan participants for next year.
Mr. Chairman, as I like to do, I would point out that the grand total reflects a 7% reduction from last year. And the towns in total are seeing a reduction. The villages and cities in total are seeing a reduction, and the county is seeing a reduction.
Thank you. Thank Dennis.
Do we know?
Well, and all the participants, really, it's all driven by claims experience, so.
Exactly.
Do we know what the county's share was last year?
There's a net change of $115,000 to the county's portion.
150?
15.
115.
Now, I assume, just like in the private sector, I mean, does each town have a experience rating per the county, I guess, if we are the ones running the system?
I would, yeah, so the charges to municipalities are allocated 40% based on their payroll, and then 60% based on their experience.
Okay, so.
So that we
obviously-
look like the past, I'm mixing it up, the county at 5 years of experience, and so, kind of helps, if there's a municipality that had, like a catastrophic claim in 1 year,
Yeah.
there's also a provision that, no one can go up a certain dollar amount or percentage amount in 1 year, so, kind of blends it out, so no
Yeah.
one's just dramatically going up in 1 year.
No, well, that works. Obviously, the city has a lot more employees than the town of Carroll, so as long as the city's not
Yeah,
reflecting
and we made a
the town.
change to the local law a few years ago, from, it used to be, in part allocated based on assessment, but we changed that to payroll, which better reflects the actual
I
way
would
you
think
would pay
that's
out
how
a
the
claim.
New York State Insurance Fund bases it as
Yeah.
well.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Exited the
Carried.
plan.
Kitty. Next we have,
Lisa just kinda had a question that made me realize that maybe, I
Dunkers.
don't have it right in front
Oh,
of me.
maybe
Can I
it's the
just
town, that's the town.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why,
I was gonna
no wonder it's the lowest, I was like,
See
it
what it
is,
says.
I got it, but it's
Pine
like, it
Toast
was
Sure,
so
it's
low,
like
super
low.
duper duper low.
Okay.
It was like, what?
super
And now
duper
it's-
closed.
Except, yeah, it was
Okay,
almost
yeah,
lower.
cause the city had exited
Yeah,
the
I know,
plan,
and I was
so,
like, I
okay,
thought
so.
they did.
We were hoping nobody ripped that Band-Aid
Okay.
up. Okay,
Thank you.
Mhm.
okay, proposed resolution, standard workday and reporting resolution. pretty
And potlucks and.
straightforward. But seeing how Deb's gonna be at the table, she
For
might as
the,
well
for the
come up to the
next,
table.
for the next three, might as well. Debbie Mikowski, Director of Human Resources. So this is a proposed resolution to set the number of workdays reported to the Neisler's retirement system for the individual listed. No budgetary impact. It's simply to direct the number of workdays per pay period that will be reported.
Can I ask why his is now and not with the rest of ours, or
'Cause he
is that
just
for an
submitted.
after meeting proper?
His record of activities was due. The record of activities are good for 8 years. And then, yeah, once that expires, we have to go through that process.
Okay,
8 years?
8 years
they just changed
for
that.
the record of activities. Was yours done differently? Is that what you're, is that
No,
what
no.
you're?
Well, it used to be every term, didn't it? Didn't they just change that date?
No.
I thought it was every time we were elected, we had to redo it.
We would have to report again, so we would need another resolution for the term, when we have to update all of those next year. But for the number of days that we're actually recording, we would only need to do the record of activity every 8 years.
Okay.
Or unless it's done, if something changes substantially and you wanna go through that process of recording for 3 months. Right, it's not an easy process, but if something substantially changes and you would wanna go through that process, we would then report a new one.
8 years seemed long, but then I did the math, and I've been here 16 years, and I know I've done it at least twice, so.
Okay.
Ta-da.
Well, you were
Perfect
compliant then.
example.
16 divided by 2, it's 8. All in favor?
Aye.
Say
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Next proposed resolution approving labor contract with DSACC.
Okay. So, starting with, that is what we're on. Yep. So starting with DSAC.
Please define what DSAC is.
Yes,
I was gonna ask Legislator Scudder to say that for us.
Well, hang on a second. It doesn't say in here.
yeah, we don't even have it in there.
No, you
It's
don't.
got acronyms all over.
Deputy Sheriff Association of Chautauqua County.
No kidding.
My apologies, that should not have, that's probably in all three of them then, where the acronym is
What
not
was I
I
defined.
wouldn't even
Acronyms.
guess that one.
So we do have a member-approved, tentative agreement, with DSAC, and correct me if I'm missing any group, but, so DSAC are the deputy sheriffs, crime scene analysts, senior crime scene analysts, our investigators, and our deputy sheriff sergeants. They have 67 members. They handle things like road patrol, navigation teams, SWAT, bomb and wet teams, so water emergency teams. You'll hear me repeat some of these sentences, but and tell me if I don't need to repeat myself. So,
Tell you now, or when you start?
you have probably heard this before. So while we won't go into specific details about the negotiation process, just out of respect for that back and forth at the table process, you can imagine the emphasis for DSAC was on wages as it pertains specifically to retention, inflation, and competition. So of the 67 members, 37 of them participated in their vote, roughly 55% of their membership, and 100% voted yes. Some of the higher level key points to the potential new contract. We applied some step eliminations. So, think of some of the, other, grades that come through resolutions for your approval, where we have grades that are assigned and then there are steps across each grade. So we eliminated some of the steps. We did adjust the top step to align with other agencies and promote retention. There was a lot of talk of recruitment and retention at the table. We do have a 4-year contract, 4% each year of that contract. We did obtain, agreement from the union to clarify and update quite a few items within the contract that will benefit the county administratively. Do you have any questions?
Like this union's the specialty group,
The deputy sheriffs and,
the water.
sergeants. Right.
So just to clarify, it's for all of our deputies, other than the lieutenants and administration. All those specialty, as mentioned, the SWAT team, the WET team, navigation, we have 2 full-time deputies assigned to it, but the SWAT team, bomb team, WET team, drone team, those are all collateral duties. So these are deputies or sergeants that are working their 40-hour week, but they are on call and specially trained to go out and handle these specialty units.
Thank you.
Do we have any idea what the impact on, or what this is doing for 2026 as far as dollars?
Take a share.
Kitty Crow, Director of Finance. One of the benefits too of bringing this contract to you at this time is this, assuming it does pass this month, will allow us to incorporate the new wage table into the tentative budget. As you know, the county has a 5-year projection, it normally does, and we usually include like a wage increase estimate within those 5-year projections. So for 2026, the result of this contract would be about $740,000 over that 5-year projection. But as I mentioned, allowing us to incorporate the new wages into the tentative budget allows us to make other adjustments to offset those costs.
Would you say with this, though, we're saving on administrative side?
Some administrative burden within the contract. So clarifying some language, making some updates, yes.
Okay, any other questions, comments?
That's over 5 years, that number,
That is for 2026.
that's 1 year.
4% every year for the
Right.
next 5 years.
I
so
read
it's a
that. on my-
20% increase over the
see
next
that
5 years.
number.
Anything else? Guess I'm just gonna go on record to say I'm totally in favor of this. I'm in favor of law enforcement and especially the sheriffs. And I like the work that they do and, I think it's good for us to approve this to, if nothing else, show them our support, for what they do for us, so.
I support this because I'm in favor of board retention. People we already have that are quality employees doing their job in all our departments. I like retention. It's cheaper to keep them than to train them new.
I'd say if there's one thing we get thanked the most, it's for approving their raises and their salaries, so. If you can keep a happy working environment, we continue to create jobs and sustain jobs here in Chautauqua County.
And I might add on that note, we didn't emphasize it, but the deputies did come to us, they did their homework, they came to us with what the other agencies in the county are making, not just comps from outside the county, because we could all argue, well, that's another county. These were comps within Chautauqua County, so other police agencies, and this contract does get them near the top, but it's not putting them at the top, so I just kinda wanna put that out there.
That's a great
So
point.
it's very competitive, but, again, it's,
Well, and the other
it
thing
should
with-
help with recruitment as well as retention. I think the number was, how many recruits going through the academy? 8?
We have 8 from Chautauqua County going through this year.
So we're up.
Yeah, by 3. You know,
So,
I do want to add, the negotiations, I felt went very well. I think everybody would agree. Both the union and the management side worked well together. Our goals were in line with one another, wanting to really keep, I go back to the Herb Kelleher quote that, the most important people to us have to be our employees. And then if we treat our employees right, they will treat our customers, which is our public and our community, well, so.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, now we're gonna move on to resolution approving labor contract with CSEA Unit 6322.
Okay, so this is where I might seem a little repetitive, because we also have a member-approved tentative agreement with CSEA 6322. They are our part-time deputy sheriffs and court officers, handling security in this building and court security. Am I leaving anything out?
In South County and North County
South,
office
yep.
buildings.
I knew there was something else. Okay.
With that, it's the security that, and we are up to a whopping 2 part-time deputies out on the road now. We should have about a dozen. The numbers aren't there, so we just brought on our second one. He's still in field training, but we are hoping to be able to bring more in, but it's tough to hire part-time when there's so many full-time openings around the county.
So again, we won't go into specific details about negotiations, just out of respect for that process. But the emphasis was, again, on retention, inflation, competition. 6322 has 33 members. 24 participated in the vote, roughly 73% of their membership. 100% voted yes. So some of the higher level key points of the tentative agreement. We did eliminate steps, so we're leaving this group at 1 rate of pay. We did agree to a one-time bonus of $500. It is a 4-year contract again. 2026 is a dollar adjustment to the 1 remaining hourly rate, and then, everyone would jump up to that rate if they aren't there already. And then the remaining 3 years, they will see a 2.5% increase per year. And then we did get some of the same language clarifications and or updates within the contract to help with some of that administrative burden. Any questions?
Questions, comments?
I'd like to just point out, I think the $500 is very fair, because just to take on, I don't know what the incentives are to hire in Jamestown and Lakewood and stuff right now, but I know for a while there was wild incentives just to get a new guy, so if $500 is what we need to pay him to keep him, then it's a little better than competing with a $10,000 to lose him.
from a budget perspective, the majority of the costs for this group are reimbursed through the Office of Court Administration. So, from a budget perspective, there shouldn't be too, there might be a hair there that is not reimbursable, but for the most part, their costs are all reimbursable. So there should not be any much impact to the 2026 budget.
I like it more already.
So do we.
But as my physics teacher always
Anything else? All in favor?
free lunch.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And we have one more.
That's a pretty nice sheet.
Approving labor contract with CCSSA.
And I did it again with the acronyms. It was, maybe I should talk about sheriff's
Chautauqua
supervisors.
County Secret Services.
Sheriff Supervisors Association. They say it's the lieutenants.
Them too.
Yeah, this is basically the
Everybody we
the
didn't cover in the
lieutenant's
first two.
group. So again, we are pleased, as of this morning, we have a member-approved tentative agreement with, CCSSA. And as I said, this is the lieutenants group, so they manage the members in DSAC and 6322. Again, being very repetitive, we won't go into specific details on the negotiation process, out of respect. CCSSA has 7 members. All 7 participated in the vote,
I'm happy to hear that.
right?
I was a little
Considering we
discouraged
had-
by the 50%.
We did have a majority at the table. And 100% voted yes. So some of their, higher level key points, we did a first year adjustment to address compression within, or with their direct reports, and promote retention. So think of, especially what we have before you, the tentative agreements with DSAC and 6322, we needed to be very aware of if our lieutenants group are here and we have just made some movement with their direct reports, we needed to watch out for that compression as it relates to their wages. We do have a 4-year contract. The last 3 years, so 27, 28, and 29, are 4% each year. And then, again, we did obtain that same clarified or updated contractual language that would benefit us administratively.
Comments, questions, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
Just, I think we all would like to thank the committee for entertaining these late resolutions. We knew they were gonna be late, but we also wanted to, hopefully be able to be prepared for the budget, and appreciate the work,
Absolutely,
Debbie
no
and
problem.
Kitty for
Yep.
all they did to make this happen and get it in front of you in time.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Oh,
I was,
All right.
last one, Lisa.
Any further business that needs to be done?
I don't think so.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Second? All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.
All right,
Used to have a pen in that bag.
More committees.
Collects
Yeah, I hope
things
your
and then
next few days will be
change
rough, I'm
bags.
sure.